to another episode of that Worship Guitar Show, brought to you by worshipguitarskills.com with me, Shalkatsia, and the WGS team. You'll discover how to go from a frustrated to fluent worship guitarist without having to practice for hours on end or even spend thousands of dollars on new gear. We'll help you unleash your true potential so you can make the most of the gifts and talents you've been entrusted with, and finally grow into the amazing worship guitar player you've been destined to become. Welcome, and let's get started. Hey guys, welcome back to another live stream. Super cool to be here with you guys again. We had a public holiday in South Africa last week, Thursday, so we weren't able to do a stream that day, but we are glad to be back again with you guys. We've got Takedown Notice saying hi. We've got Harold from Flint, Michigan saying hello in the chat. We've got Kenan from J-Bay SA, a few doors down, saying hey. We've got Rick Sheridan saying hey from Florida. Hey Rick, great to see you. We've got Eddie Satterfield tuning in from East Tennessee. Always great to see you on the streams, Eddie. Welcome, welcome. We've got Jacobus from J-Bay, South Africa. Hey Jacobus. And we've got Millie dialing in from Florida. I say dialing in like it's an old school radio show, yeah, but nobody's dialing up anymore. Thankfully, we've all got broadband and fiber and all that kind of good stuff. So, showing my age there. And we've got Larry Simonis tuning in from Illinois saying, blessed Holy Thursday from Illinois. Awesome. Yes, guys, what an amazing period in our Christian calendar with Easter and the fact that we can celebrate what Jesus has accomplished on the cross for us. And number one, knowing what that means in terms of salvation, in terms of his resurrection. But at the same time, it's also exciting to know that it's not just that we got saved, but that we can live a life where we can experience that resurrection power in our lives and see what that means going forward as we become closer disciples, modeling Christ in any way that we can. So that's really exciting, and that's my prayer for you guys today, that you'd be able to live with that resurrection power and that you will see the fruits of the kingdom in all areas of your life. And that also brings us to worship. So tomorrow morning I'll be playing at our Easter, our Good Friday service, and it's just always so special to play on those mornings because it just remembers the reason why we do all of this. It's what Jesus has accomplished for us, and us as worship guitar players, that we get to create an environment where we can invite people to worship together corporately, and as a result of that, that's part of that resurrection power, because when the veil was torn, we now have free access to God as a result of the work of Christ. So, and as worship guitarists, we take what we love, whether it's guitar playing, dialing in cool tones, having fun on the instrument, playing music, but we get to direct our intention and our focus to Jesus and to point people to Jesus throughout that experience. So that's what we are all about. What an honor and a privilege to do that. And we are looking forward to sharing some things with you guys today. So let's look at the chat again. We've got another person dialing in from Illinois. Just says M. So welcome M. And we've got Michael saying, hey brother from Arkansas, United States. Thanks for all your knowledge and help. You're welcome, Michael. Great to see you. And we've got Auntie, one of our WGS Academy members, saying hello from Finland. Auntie's on our, every week is when he can, he joins our live coaching calls on Fridays. So I've gotten to recognize his accent. So whenever I hear Valtteri Bottas from F1 speak, he's got the exact same accent. So then it always makes me think of our member there, Auntie. Welcome. And we've got Jim tuning in from North Carolina. Awesome, awesome. So if anyone is still dialing in, I keep saying dialing in, let's just go with that. But please say hi in the chat. Let us know where you are tuning in from. It'll be great to give you a shout out. We've also got Brian Bilashopka from Indiana, USA, another one of our WGS Academy members. Now, talking about that, we obviously, if you go to worshipguitarskills.com, that's our website. There's training available. We have a monthly membership which we call the Worship Guitar Mastery Coaching Program, where we basically teach people. We have three things: all of our curriculum, we have coaching calls like this, but we do it on Zoom so people can ask questions, And then we have community. So we have a forum where people can share things with each other and get feedback and so forth. Now, one of the things that we are doing then, how this applies to you today, is we are busy working on what we call the New Year, New Skills Challenge, and just taking the members through a process in how they can improve their guitar playing, knowing that most of the typical worship guitar players, myself included, we are short on time. So we don't always have a ton of time to practice or to learn new songs or whatever the case would be. And a lot of folks say that they kind of get their set list quite late, so there's not a lot of time to prepare. So here we have, on the one hand, we love music, we love Jesus, we want to have awesome times in worship, but we are feeling limited by two things: our skills, our current level of skills, and our time available for preparation. So with that said, I want to show you guys what I believe to be the ultimate shortcut when it comes to worship guitar. And I'm going to do something as an experiment here with us on the stream today. And if you have any questions, let me know. But I'm going to give myself 3 chord shapes. And I'm not talking about cowboy chords. I'm literally just going to take 3 chord shapes. And it's not going to be as simple as like a power chord, right? Like that type of shape. It's going to be just 3 chord shapes. We call them 4-2 voicings because you play a note on a 4th string and a 2nd string. And then I'm going to play 3 songs using only those chords. That's actually, we're doing a whole study on this right now, but I'm going to show you how, if you are short on time, you just need to learn these 3 shapes, and then you can do a bunch of cool things to quickly learn new songs. So we're going to go ahead and dive right in right away. We've got Dylan saying, "Hey brother, blessings from the Caribbean." Awesome, great to see you. And we've got another person tuning in from Arkansas, Team Brown, Jeremy and Erica. Awesome, love that teamwork there. That's amazing. Welcome, Jeremy, great to see you. All right, so check this out. This is not the screen that you want to see right now. For whatever reason, that's not working. Let's try it again. All right, one more time. Let me just fix this. I don't know why that thing was not working. Okay, fantastic. Can you see in front of you right there? That is a simple 2-note chord. Just 2 notes. Let's go ahead and remove all of the bells and whistles from a delay and reverb. But that is that shape. I'm playing the low note and then the high note. So that's shape number 1. Shape number 2 looks like that. I'm playing the low note and then the high note, right? And then shape 3 looks like this. I'm playing the low note and the higher note. Now, some of you might have seen this already before, but I'm going to show you some new stuff around the 4-2 voicings. But look at these shapes. Shape 1, which is this one. Shape 2, which is that one. Shape 3, which is that one. All right. Those are the only 3 shapes I am going to play. Now, you might say, Charles, that doesn't sound like music at all when you just play. All right? It doesn't sound like you can play a worship song with just those 3 shapes. Well, here's the deal. Instead of just staying on one area, I have the opportunity to move the shapes around. What does that mean? Well, look at this. I can play all of the things that you see in front of you right now. They are just those 3 shapes played on different parts of the neck. So shape 1 that we had, there it is. Those 2 notes, you can see that over here. And then there's shape 2 over there. And there are shape 1 again, shape 1 again, and shape 1 again. So it's all the same shape. C, F, A minor, G. And then there's shape 2. So that'll be C. There's shape 2 again, F. There's shape 2 again, A minor. And there's shape 2 again, G. So far, it still doesn't sound like much, right? And then finally, we have shape 3. These 2 notes. These 2 notes. These 2 notes stay the same for A minor. And then G. So right now, that doesn't sound like much, right? But here's the challenge. I'm going to play 3 songs throughout today's stream, and I'm going to only use those notes. The cool thing is I'm only using the 3 shapes. I'm not using anything else. It's only those 3 shapes that I'm using. But what I'll be able to do is I can move them around to give me both major and minor chords. So that means if I play C like this, I can play. Now remember, everything that you're just hearing here is C, F, A minor, and G. It sounds like that progression 1, 4, 6, 5, right? Just a reminder, it's only those 3 shapes that I'm using. I'm not using anything else. It's literally one of these 3 shapes. All right? And obviously when I play them across the fretboard, then it looks like that. So now that we know those 3 shapes, let's go ahead and pull up a song. All right? I've got 3 songs queued up here. One is Cornerstone in the key of C. Another one is This I Believe, also in the key of C. And then we have What a Beautiful Name in the key of D. So let's just imagine that those are the 3 songs you got given to learn for this Sunday. Cornerstone, This I Believe, and What a Beautiful Name. So this could be an Easter service, right? If you look at the theme of those 3 songs. So I'm going to tune up real quick. The challenge is I'm only allowed to use those 3 notes, 3 shapes rather. And then how can I make it interesting to play songs from start to finish without having to spend a ton of time trying to decipher what did the guitarist play on that recording? I can just go ahead and play these 3 shapes that we looked at before. So here we go. We're going to play Cornerstone first. Let me go to my close-up guitar. Then you can see what that's going to look like. Remember, the challenge is I'm going to just use these 3 shapes and I'm going to play a worship song without using any other chord shapes. Let's see what we come up with. Remember, just these 3 shapes, right? Again, the same 3 shapes, maybe different part of the neck. All right. How many of you would be happy to play parts like that just on a song on a Sunday, knowing that you didn't have to learn any tricky parts? You just literally just used, let's go again, these 3 shapes. Nothing else but these 3 shapes. Now let's say, okay, that's Cornerstone. The whole song pretty much goes like that. It's either the verse, the chorus, or the bridge, which is basically the chorus chords. All right. Now let's go and check out This I Believe. It's going to be a slightly different rhythm. I'll leave up these shapes in front of you right now just so you can be reminded that everything I'm going to be doing right now is literally just playing these 3 shapes. So we'll let the intro start there. By the way, F, A minor, G, C over E. Chorus, only these 3 chords, right? Only these 3 shapes, right? So let's say I want to build, I want to go higher up the neck. All right, so that was this, I believe. And remember, I'm giving myself a challenge here. I don't want to use anything else besides these simple patterns, right? So of course, when I play this live, I would probably throw in other few bits and pieces here and there. But let's go to a different key now and a different song. Last song, we'll do a quick demo, and then I'm going to show you how this works and what you can do to kind of make things sound a little bit more interesting. We are now going to look at What a Beautiful Name. It's another Hillsong worship song, and this one is in the key of D. Again, I'm not going to use anything else besides these 3 shapes that you see in front of you right now, just in a different key. And let's see what we come up with over here.
You are the word at the beginning, one with God, the Lord Most High. Your hidden glory in creation, now revealed
Same three shapes. Now let's say I want to build a little bit, right? All right, so that concludes just looking at 3 songs and a challenge where I said I'm only allowed to use these 3 shapes. So if you have any questions around this, let me know, and then we'll dive deeper into some of the teaching in and around this. But when I discovered this, and this was purely by accident, even after I studied music for a long time, I just discovered, well, it's literally, you can play any major chord, any minor chord using only one of those 3 shapes, and that you can, depending on what you want to do, let's say if you want to play C, you can play it there, you can play it there, you can play it there, and there. Those are my 3 shapes. I literally just got a message from one of our members saying that they were asked to play a song yesterday. For the first time, they didn't rehearse the song, they didn't know any guitar parts, and they actually moved from acoustic over to electric, and that they were able to just use these 4/2 voicings. We call them 4/2. It's not a musical term, it just means it's a 4th string and a 2nd string. It's literally just on the 4th and 2nd strings. And by just using a simple approach like that, they were able to play the song from start to finish. And the beauty about this is it doesn't mean you only want to ever use this. Of course, if you only ever for the rest of your life have to eat, bacon, eggs, and toast, it might be nice the first few times if you enjoy it and if it's made nicely. But after a while, you're going to grow tired of it. You would want variety in your life. So you're never going to just use these. I was doing this as a teaching experiment to show you guys what is possible. But once you get into the hang of it, then you can really do some cool things with this. And this just allows you to get out of the gates really quickly to be able to play any song. And I can start any song as long as I've got the chords in front of me over here. Then I'll be able to just use these 3 shapes and kind of do anything with them. So after this stream, what we'll do is I'll go ahead, or maybe Kenan, if you are listening, you know our 4/2 video that people watch the most, let's just put that link in the description, and if you want to go ahead and get all the theory behind it and see where this comes from, you can go ahead and check it out. But in short, if I take, and I'll go to my second cam here, so we can close up here. If I take, let's say, an F triad. And if I have to take a G triad, a C triad, and an A minor triad. Those are all triads. Now when I just play the lowest note and the highest note of each of these, then I'll have F, G, A minor, C. So it's the same, they come from the triads, but I'm just playing the lowest note and the highest note of that triad. Now, of course, if I just play those notes, like you just play them like C, A minor, F, G, or C, A minor, F, G, or C, A minor, F, G. It's kind of boring if you just do it like that the whole time. So what you want to do is two things. You want to find some rhythms to spice things up. So for example, I'm going to play, let's keep it simple. I'm going to do like a 1-4 progression in the key of G, where I literally just play G and C the whole time. So it's going to be G, C, or G, C, G, C. And then I'm going to experiment with different picking patterns and different rhythms. So it's picking patterns 1, rhythms, strumming patterns 2, and articulations 3 when I go and do stuff like... to kind of give myself more of a pianistic approach, because that's how piano players play. They'll play a chord and then I'll pick notes out within the chord and kind of make it sound really cool. So those are the 3 things that I'm going to do over the simple progression and just show you what you can do with these shapes. So this right here is G, and now we're going to go to C. Okay, now let's use these 4 twos, different picking patterns. Another one. Another one. Another one. Literally just picking 2 notes. Two notes per chord, right? I'm going to strum a little bit. And those are all the strumming patterns and the picking patterns. Can you see how by taking one of these shapes and just adding a picking pattern, it starts to sound like a guitar part that was specifically composed for whatever purpose you want to use it for. I'm going to show you the final bit, which is where I can do some of these embellishments to make it sound a little bit better as well. Let's check it out. Here we go. And then from there you can go into anything you want, but I'm just going to pause there for a second and see if you guys found this helpful by the fact that you know that we only used one of these, well actually it's a combination of these 3 shapes in front of you right now. That's what I used to play these songs, And then just to make it a bit more interesting, I change up the rhythm that I use with these chords, because that's the problem a lot of guitar players face, is they'll go and say, okay, great, I want to learn the sus2s. And I want to learn the F sus2s, etc. I want to learn the D minor 7. Or I want to learn some whatever. They just go and learn a bunch of chords. But then Sunday comes, number one, it's hard to quickly recall the chord because it's a new chord. It's not something as simple as chord shapes that you can easily see and play. So it's hard to recall the chord, at a moment's notice, number one. Number two, it's also hard to for those chords to cut through the mix, because let's listen to that same track again. I'm going to play full chords now. And now I'm going to play another full chord for the C. I mean, these do sound nice, but listen to this. Very big chords, you can't do much with them once they're ringing there. As opposed to the 4/2s, listen now. So these chords cut through the mix. They're easier to play, they're easier to hear, and because it's just two notes, you have your other fingers available to do some of the embellishments, and that is why I like these shapes a lot. Of course, when it's time to play other shapes, I'm not saying you only use these, but it's better to know a handful of effective chord voicings with a few picking patterns. I've demonstrated a few of those, with a few strumming patterns, and then also a few ways to articulate them and to embellish them to get some more melodic interest. Then that can really get you to do a ton of stuff in your playing. So that's what I would recommend for you to go ahead and check out. These voicings is a great way for you to learn songs quickly. And you saw me just play those 3 songs in the beginning. If I were to go and record that on an album, I would obviously change some things. But if you are short on time and you haven't had time to really learn the full neck and fancy voicings and all these kind of other things, this is like a survival kit I can hand you. Let's just imagine I go and drop you off in the middle of the woods somewhere, and I'll go say, okay, cool, I'll come back in 2 weeks. What can I give you for that 2-week period to sustain you? Well, I'm going to have to give you matches. I'm going to have to give you some tools that you can kind of make a shelter. I'm going to have to maybe give you something to clean water or whatever the case will be, but I can give you a handful of things like a survival kit, and then I know you're not going to die. You'd need a knife, you'd need a this and a that, so that you can survive in the woods for 2 weeks. So now, thankfully, we know we don't live in the woods and we don't have to survive in the woods, but you have to survive on stage with the time that you've got in a week, the time that you have to prepare the songs, and your current skill set. So if I were to hand you a survival kit for surviving on stage and being able to do a good job with your worship team as a guitar player, what would I give you? Well, I will definitely give you these 3 shapes, and I will give you a few picking patterns like I demonstrated today. I'll give you a few strumming patterns like I've demonstrated. I'll show you how to add some melodic movements like I've shown you, and I'll probably just give you a few pointers on getting a nice tone. If you just have that, you'll survive. And then from surviving to thriving, right? You will, over time, now you'll start discovering, okay, great, I can start doing other things, and you'll get comfortable. Because here's the big thing: anxiety or stage fright or nerves or fear and all those kind of things, right? Fear of making a mistake, or whatever the case may be, fear of messing up because you had limited time learning the songs. These are all negative emotions that's going to prevent you from accessing your skills, because you are not playing as good as you can because you're in that nervous state. And we see this often with athletes and sports people and so forth, how they can use their mind to get themselves in a relaxed state so that they don't make silly mistakes when it's time to perform. So there we go. That's what I've got for you guys today, kind of the worship survival toolkit in a sense. We'll go ahead and do more things on this going forward. And we've posted that link to the, obviously you wouldn't be able to click on that, but it's in the chat right now. And we'll go ahead and put it in the description as well, so that you can go ahead and watch that video where I'm going to actually show you how you can go ahead and learn these voicings and see what you can do with them. Let me go ahead and pop that in the description right away for us, so that you have that available to go ahead and do. Looks like I might not be able to copy and paste right now, but in any case, we'll put it in the description for you. There it is right now in the chat, and that's a quick way to learn new songs really, really fast. If anybody has any questions, I'm happy to stay a few more minutes and answer some questions. Let's go ahead and just check out a couple of comments. Takedown Notice saying, awesome stuff. Really need these to start moving around the fretboard. Yes, that's a great point. You've got ways to move. Let's pick another track. Let's do 1, 4, 6, 5, and D. Check this
Intro,
out.
2, 3, 4.
1, 4, 6, and then 5. So again, nothing else but those 3 shapes we looked at in the beginning. I'm able to cover the whole neck. And later on, you might even start doing things like that's Our God Reigns, right? You can play the melody. Only using these shapes. Or I can do Agnus Dei. Only those 3 shapes, right? So you can also incorporate melody with those 4/2 voicings. It doesn't just have to stay chords. And that's a great comment there by Takedown Notice saying, starting to move around the fretboard. These shapes are nimble. They allow you to go up and down as you see fit. So Rick Sheridan saying, I found this very helpful. Glad to hear that, my friend. And another comment here saying, great tips, easy to plug into my playing. 100%. When you want to, they say guitar is the easiest instrument to learn, but the hardest to master. And when you look at guys like Tommy Emmanuel or Derek Trucks or someone like Matteo Cesaro or whoever some of those amazing guitar players are, to reach that level of virtuoso playing or that level of skill and proficiency, that will take a lifetime, if not multiple lifetimes, right? So when we find something that is easy to plug into your playing and that you can then use on a Sunday, that is definitely a win in my books. Rick is saying so many ways to expand on this, 100%. One way that you can expand on this is, let's just say you know the 4/2s. That's F, G, A minor, C. Then I just add one note at the top, F, G, A minor, C. Or I add another note at the bottom, F, G, A minor, C. So now you can start adding notes to those shapes because you already know them, the foundation is there, and then you have ways that you can expand on those shapes. Hey Calvin, great to see you back again. Calvin tuning in from Malaysia, and Penny or Benny Lopez from Wichita Falls, Texas. Well, welcome. Great to see you guys, and if you're tuning in a bit late, feel free to catch the replay, which will be available as soon as we hop off here today. So, yeah, that's pretty much the end of today's lesson. We are going to be doing some more videos in and around this style of playing. And what you would then be able to do is we're going to go ahead and just show you more ways in which you can go ahead and apply these things in worship settings on Sundays so that you can go ahead and you don't have to spend hours and hours what's the word I'm looking for, prepping, right, songs, etc. You can just go ahead and put that to use in your playing. What I'm going to do real quick is we've got a video where we, like I said, the one that we posted in the chat. I'm just going to go ahead and put that in the description so that it's there for you guys if you want to spend a bit of time just learning a little bit more about this. So let me just copy this link for you. I'm going to pop that in the description over here. Learn more about 4/2 voicings right there. And you'll be able to go ahead and kind of see where these shapes come from. How is it that you only have 3 shapes and you're able to play any major or minor chord like we've done in today's stream? If anyone has any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments box. Happy to answer 1 or 2 questions there. And we'll be doing an upcoming 5-day challenge when we're going to go deep into this, looking at the chords, looking at the picking patterns, the strumming patterns, how to add the melodies, and even how to play lead guitar using these chord shapes. And that's going to be a challenge we'll be running soon. So make sure that you're subscribed to our channel because we'll go ahead and let you guys know about this. And you can also visit worshipguitarskills.com. Sign up there anywhere for the newsletter, whatever the case may be, and then we can let you know when we are going to be doing more that challenge and more training on this. Another comment saying, thanks a lot for these. I'm just a new convert having my discipleship to pray for myself, for our praise team. Thanks again. That's awesome. Welcome. It's a lot of rejoicing in heaven whenever there's a new convert, so that's great. And if we can help you, reach out anytime. We've got tons of videos on our channel for you to go ahead and check out. And Kenan said he put that link for us in the comments as well, so you guys will be able to grab that. Thanks for that, Kenan. All right. Eddie is saying very informative as always. Happy to hear that. And Larry says fits right in with the current challenge. Yes, Larry is another one of our WGS Academy members, so we are also diving deep into that with all of our members. And Rick is saying thanks for the very informative lesson. God bless, brother. Thank you, Rick, and same to you. And it looks like we've got one question here, which I'll quickly answer for us as we wrap up today. XYZmon001 saying, how do you know when and where to play certain voicings in the song? Just play by feel and where you are in the song, or how do you take note or keep track of what you'll be playing throughout the song? Yeah, that's the thing is, since there are only 3 shapes, right? You can play any one of the 3 shapes, and your question is, how do I know when to play which one? For me, that becomes to be a preference. So if you think of a painter, if they have their palette of colors, then they will use a certain shade of blue as it relates to how they want the sky to look and whatever. So they go by feel, right? And what they feel they want to do. It's kind of the same with that. But you can also let your ear guide you. Like if I play that F, A minor, G, C over here. That has a certain sound to it, which sounds nice. But if I do it up here. in that case, you can kind of see one of those notes, of those top notes, will most likely be a note in the melody. So sometimes it's better to support the melody by not playing the melody, and other times it's nice to play in that same range to kind of blend with the melody. So for me, like you said, it's definitely a feel thing. And of course, you can work it out beforehand as well, and then you can see how and when you want to build. Because what I mean with build is, let's just say if you're playing C, F, G, let's do F, G, C, F, G, C. So let's say that's a tag in a song. So you might do F, G, and then C, and then again F, G, C. But now F, G, C, and then maybe again F, G, C, F, G, C. So now I've basically worked my way up. F, G, C instead of F, G, C, F, G, C. Sometimes it's a bit boring when you do it over and over on a tag. Sometimes it's good if you build it F, G, C, then a different position, F, G, C, and then a different position, F, G, C, like this. F, G, C, F, G, C, F, G, C. So then you have these choices that you can make. But if you only know one F, you can't go to another F, and you don't have that ability to build melodically or to go from low to high, etc. So hopefully that's helpful, and that's how you would go ahead and do that. Well, with that said, guys, thank you so much. It's been another great stream. Really appreciate all of you guys tuning in, and I wish you a happy Easter. If you are playing this Easter weekend, I wish you a great time in His presence. And if you're not playing and just working on your skills, getting ready for another time, let us know any way, shape, or form we can help you out with any training. Loads of stuff on our channel. But yeah, much love to everyone tuning in, and happy Easter. And remember why we are doing this, and do not despise the day of small beginnings. Some of us might just be in the beginning of our journey learning the guitar. Others might be playing for a long time, but maybe we're stuck in a rut, whatever the case may be. But don't despise the day of small beginnings or what you can do with your gift. Remember, Jesus was able to take the 5 loaves and 2 fishes and multiply it and feed the masses. So if you bring whatever God has placed in your hands, the skills He's entrusted you with, the talent and potential He's entrusted you with, if you are a good steward with that and you bring what you've got with a pure heart, a heart for worship, then God can definitely take that and do amazing things with your obedience and your availability. So that would be my prayer for you guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you on the next stream, which will be next week, Thursday. So make sure you subscribe. You'll get notifications whenever we do new streams or new videos. And then I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Much love. Stay safe. Chat soon. Bye, guys.